Hello, fellow book friends and bookish community. Today, I want to share with you a very special free digital reading journal. So, this is a 50+ page digital ebook that's totally interactive. You can write on all of the pages, and it's a reading journal. So, you can include like all of your TBR lists, all of your personal book reviews, and keep track of all of the pages or books or whatever, however much you read each month. And of course, do your whole yearly review when it comes time to do that. So there is more to it than that. I just can't remember what all pages are in it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you and walk you through the whole journal right now. And as I do this, I want you to know that the link to the page I'm going to show you and to the digital reading journal is going to be linked at the top in the box below. But I want to show you around a little bit. So here we go. So here's the page that link is going to pull up for you. This is the link to the full blog post sharing the digital reading journal on my Carrie Lynn M website, carrielynm.com. So if we scroll down, you can download it right away if you'd like. Or I also did a TikTok video on this if it will let me play it. There we go. So you can get a little bit of a peek inside of this beautiful reading journal. As you can see right here, I'm showing it on a tablet. I do kind of recommend a tablet works best for this journal, but if you don't have a tablet, no worries. I'm going to show you other ways that you can make it work too. So we've got tons of pages in it. And I'm going to walk you through the whole book in a second too. I just want you to come down here. Of course, I've got other downloadable freebies all over on my website that you can check out as well. But see down here, we've got some of the pages. So we've got a did not finish list. Here's the front cover. All of the contents, as you can see. Book reviews, all the things. And I am going to open up the file and show you in a second too. So let's come down here and let's go ahead and open up that file. And it should, there we go, opens right up for us. So we've got our reading journal over 50, it's 51 pages exactly. So let's go ahead and scroll down. We've got a thank you page. And I do just want to point out really quickly on the thank you page, I am also an indie author, so creating freebies like this one is like my way of giving to like my reader community and to you guys. But it's also a way to connect you guys with some of the things that I like to write so that it'll give you some more things to read and put on your to be read list, right? So I do just want to point out really quickly on the thank you page, there's also a link that you can sign up to get a free starter pack, as I like to call it, for my own books that I write. So if you sign up for that, it's just an email page that you just enter your email and just a name or a nickname, and then you will get the full version of one of my books completely free. And by full version, I mean you're gonna get the full ebook and the full audiobook. And I write young adult literature, so if that is your jam, it is perfect for you. Also, signing up on that email list to get that book and stuff is actually a great way to give back to me for, giving you these types of freebies and stuff. Because that's kind of like my way of receiving that support back. I see people sign up to get my book, and it's validating for me as an author. But as everyone should already know, the best way to support an indie author is to read their books. And especially if I'm giving you a free copy of one of my books, anytime you go to check that out is like super supportive for me. So like, just thank you so much in advance, you guys. But again, you can check that out after you download the reading journal. So let's also check out the reading journal here. If we scroll down to the contents, this is completely interactive, you guys. So you can click any of these pages and it's going to take you directly there. And then from there is a home button in the corner that's going to take you back to the table of contents anytime you need. So if we go through some of the pages here, let's just go through some of the ones at the top. We've got a reading wish list. So if you come here onto this page, you've got a list of all the things you want to read. So you can just put down the title and author of each book, and then over here you can check off whether you want or you have the ebook version, the audiobook version, or I wrote the reg book. I have had some questions about that. It It stands for regular book, and I meant like a regular, hard copy of a book. And then of course over here you can check it when you've owned it. So just like that. And then we can scroll down, or you can go back to the table of contents and come to your reading bingo section. So this part is really fun. So this is like a reading bingo card, and like the purpose of it is not really to get like 4 in a row or anything. Although you could do it like that, but kind of the main thing I was looking for in making this was that it's a space for you to fill out all of these spaces so that you're kind of pushing yourself to try different like genres or different types of books. I think that's really important for us as readers, that we try new things every once in a while, or like often. So each of these spaces is a space where like you can do an author's debut book, a book about an animal, like just an animal in the book somehow. A rom-com, if you're not somebody that's into rom-coms, that's a way that you can try it out so that you can fill out your bingo card. Like I said, this is pushing you to try different things, even if they're like out of your comfort zone. Like I would say a book, probably a book about war, would be maybe a little bit out of my comfort zone. Although if you want a good book about war, I would recommend the book Maus. I think Maus, I'm not German, it's a German word. It's the German word for mouse, it's Maus. I had to read that in college, and that was actually a really good, it's actually a comic book. It's kind of about World War II and the Holocaust sort of thing. So hey, if you want a book about war, there's one for you. Just my recommendation, I guess. So again, just a way that you can kind of fill out, take as much time as you need. If it takes you like a few months or even like a full year to fill out your bingo card, that's totally fine. You can also print this page out, or any of these pages, if you want to do things by hand too. I designed this to be a digital like interactive journal, so like you can click the buttons and click around. And so of course we've got our reading wish list, our reading bingo, did not finish list. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then also all of our reading goal pages. There are 12 months in a year, right? So there are at least 12 of your reading goals. So you can take these, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to start this in January, you guys. You can start this any time of year and just do month by month. Say you start it in March, you can do March, April, blah, 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 all the way down, and then come back again next year and finish January, February, if you want to do it that way. You can also do things more than once. Maybe you like erase a page, or you download the file again so that you can do it like multiple times, right? You don't just have to do this, like say, oh, this is my goal for 2025 to do all of these pages. You can do them again and again. So you can do it for many years to come, all the way until 2052, if that's as long as you want to use it. Just keep downloading the file, or just like clear your file if you can erase stuff. Just erase stuff and go over it again. So for each of our months, we've got our reading goal pages. So for January, you can write down a couple of things. This is what I'm already reading. This is what I want to read this month. And again, check off if you want to read the ebook, the audiobook, or the regular hard copy book. You can also write down your goals of like pages I want to read this month, or hours I want to read this month, how many books I want to finish this month. And then of course after that, we've got our reading accomplishments page, okay? So this is kind of like written like a calendar that you can put down the daily minutes that you've read each day. Or if you don't even want to do things by minutes, if you'd rather do things by pages, you could just like, cross that out, and you could just write pages, and then you could just write your pages in each of the days. And then for each month, we've also got a monthly roundup page. I know a lot of people, especially like on Bookstagram, you guys really like doing like a monthly or a weekly roundup of all your reading and stuff. That's a really good idea, I think. Just to kind of keep track of your goals and your accomplishments, and being like, hey, this is what I read, this is what I accomplished this month, and this is what I'm going to do now next month, right? So on this page, you can write down how many hours you've read, how many pages, how many books you've read. You can leave one blank if you're not sure how many hours you read or something. You can put your quote of the month. I think that's a fun idea. You can write down any books that you happen to finish this month. You can give it a quick rating. And then of course this goes on for all 12 months of the year, so we can go back. Goals, accomplishments, and wrap-ups. And then of course we've also got some reading review pages. I've got 8 of them here, but you can do more if you need to, erase or do them again. Or these are also, you guys, I recommend if you like writing things by hand, these book review pages are actually ones that you can print. You could actually print this whole reading journal. It's just that I designed it to be digital, so of course you won't be able to link back to like the main page or anything. But you can print any or all of these pages if you like. If you'd like a physical reading journal, that's totally fine. Or maybe like with your book review pages, you just want to print out a bunch of book review pages. So like you just print this one off like 10 times or something. I know it says page 1, but just ignore that. And you can just print this page like 10 times. And then you've got like 10 book review pages that you can write your actual book reviews on. And then you can save them in a folder, save them in like another physical reading journal. Or you could take pictures of them, post them to your Bookstagram, or you could do them on Book Talk, that sort of thing. So just like that. And then of course our reading year, there we go, reading year in review. And you can do this for any year you would like. I put 20 in the front because I figured you weren't going to be doing this in 2182, but year-wise. Also, we're not in the 1900s anymore, so you know. And you can write how many total hours you read if you know, how many pages you read if you know, how many books you read, you probably know that. How many of those were ebooks, how many were audiobooks, how many were regular books, the author you read the most, the #1 book cover you saw, genres you read the most, books you already want to reread, a book that surprised me, a book that kind of disappointed me, an anticipated book that releases the next year, or my favorite book quote of the year. So that's a really great way to wrap up your entire year. So back up to our contents. And that is the full digital reading journal, you guys. I know I showed you basically almost everything, but I really recommend that you that you download, you can't print it, that you download this book for yourself and go through all of it for yourself and check things out. Also, before we go, I just want to mention that, like I said, I recommend doing this on a tablet if you've got one. That's kind of the best way to do it, especially if you got a tablet with a pen, because then you can, you know, write things directly on the pages a little bit more easily. If you've got a phone, though, you can always like pinch and zoom and write with your finger or with a pen too. Or if you've got a computer like me, sometimes it probably won't let me because I haven't downloaded this right now, but sometimes it'll let you kind of click and just like type directly on the file too. So just play around with whatever device you're using, just play around. Usually if you're like on a device like this, like on my computer, if there's like an edit button at the top, you can see that, or tools or something, you click that and come down and it should have like a pen or a typing function that you can do on each of the pages. So that is our digital reading journal. This is a very popular freebie that I just wanted to make sure everybody here is getting their hands on. And this is just one of many, many freebies I've got on my website. So of course, be sure to go click the link below. There's some other freebies on there if you want to check out too. And I wish you all very, very happy reading.